Yeah. But yeah, Chainsaw Man 91. What
Oh,
do you got
bro.
for me, Jay? What do you got for me? So we both
God,
read
man,
this
this
one.
is so we call this what do we the redemption of power or what are
No,
we
hell no, no
titling this?
redemption. I
Well,
I
not
told
redemption,
you, man.
but
I told you last week. I tweeted about it. I said, yes, this isn't Power's, nature, as she's shown many times in the beginning of her introduction. She chooses the winning side. When that's
yeah,
faced, we've seen that multiple times. But with vast character development, and everything that's been presented to us with the whole how she was afraid of the darkness demon and Denji cared for her and they shared really intimate moments. She let Denji drink her blood. All this is like, there's no way that Power, who almost died for her kitten because her kitten was her friend, she's been blood feeding it, and we don't need to go into the whole background of Power here. But like I just said, like I'll put it on record to this day, dude. Power, I knew that was gonna happen. I knew that was a
I
front.
mean you were calling it last week. I know I can't deny it because
Yeah.
it's recorded, bro. Like it's
It
out
is
in
recorded. It
the
is recorded.
universe. You called it, but like so in this chapter we have the whole in the beginning we see Power. She's even questioning her actions because she starts to like lash out at Makima, right?
Yes.
And through her dialogue, I don't know if it's supposed to be inner dialogue or if she's actually saying it, but she's like, "Why am I doing this? Like, it's not like I can win."
Yep.
And she's questioning her own nature, but she's reacting to like how she's feeling, and she knows that Denji matters to her, so she's like she realizes that's. I think she says it like that's my first friend,
Yeah.
and she's doing what she feels is right. That what would a real friend do for her. She's trying to return that, and it's pretty powerful. Like we see at the, it goes through the whole progression, and she's protecting Denji, right? And at the end of it, she's like talking to him, and like I don't know like how it's supposed to be because it's her. I think it might be more inner monologue or whatever because she's not talking to the Chainsaw Man, right? So is it supposed to be I want to know your impression. Is it supposed to be like they shared blood so they're kind of like binded by that and inside they're able to have this conversation
I think
that
that
isn't
I think that it's a possibility. It's a very strong possibility. It lends to that aspect, and I think that because we're talking about like the scene in the trash can, where
yeah
they're pretty much talking. And yeah, of course, prior to that, it was she had the form of her blood devil, and obviously Denji was Chainsaw Man. And so in this scene, I believe this is probably like I would imagine this is taking place in real time. It would be like Power's blood devil form, like giving Chainsaw Man's blood, but this inner monologue is what's taking place. Like they're connected via the mind and like
yeah
whatever you call that, and it mirrors frame for frame the early chapters where essentially here we have Power saving Denji and giving him a reason to fight. And in the very beginning of Chainsaw Man, we had when Denji was slaughtered by zombies in Yakuza, we had Pachita giving Denji the same exact thing, frame for frame, a reason to fight, a reason to live, and it's the same thing with blood. I believe Pachita gave him his heart, right?
yeah
And so, yeah, so I think it lends to that with if they cross blood and like that, obviously there's a lot of emotion to it as well. So there's that transcension of how people can speak. And so here we have Power essentially giving, dude, honestly, her heart to Denji to save him because she's never done that. It's against her nature. It's the first time she's done that.
that's a good way to put it. I didn't even think of that. She did Puchita him.
Yeah. So this
Yeah.
is like super powerful. Like we had the like even the memories prior to that when she was going through like everything they went through, like the smart team and all that, to the scene in the trash can. It's a really in the dumpster. It's a real shock almost because it's so hectic prior to this, and we have like clarity, obviously emotion, and then the same thing of Pachita did and Power, and she's like giving him his internal monologue and tells him. And what I loved about this is, you make a contract with me, you have to, beat Makima, and you have to find, every devil gets resurrected, but I won't be Power. You have to find the blood devil, friend him or her, and make them power. And that was like crazy. That was crazy emotional for me.
It was like I was thinking that as well. You're thinking like her feelings for Denji are so strong that even once she's gone, she knows she'll be resurrected, but she knows she won't be the same person. But she cares for Denji so much that she wants him to come and find her and recreate this relationship that they have. And that's just a testament to how like deeply she's grown to feel for Denji.
Yeah.
Even after all the wild shit she says, like how she doesn't care. This is like, proves that was all just talk and kind of bravado.
Yeah. Power. There's power being power. The first president and Nobel Peace Prize winning power.
Yep, that's the one. The one and only.
Yeah. What I want to say too is I've always been stuck on the Denji X Reese ship, but I think this chapter right now has like shown the true kind of like alternate path to love, I guess, and being in a relationship with someone, because of everything that Power and Denji have been through. It's a type. It wouldn't be lustful like Denji's original thing. Like, wouldn't be lust. Yeah. Obviously, Denji had these thoughts of like, oh, I just want boobs and sex, and then he got it, and it didn't feel right to him, right?
Yeah.
Here we have this where they both grown to, like you said, love each other in time. The biggest example is Power here, and it's almost like, it's like I could ship them if I were to put it in a simple term, but their relationship would be much more complicated than that, because throughout the hardships that they've gone through, like in real life how that happens, people are put through hardships, they do have that bond with each other. And what I really like about this, and I think what this is an interesting take, is this contract that Power made with Denji. It's interesting because she tells him to come find me. She gives him a reason. And Chainsaw Man always, comes back to life. So, like, if I were to kind of like round this out in a nutshell, or let me just kind of break this down real quick, is Makima is kind of fucked now, because like she was always controlling Denji because Denji had no goal in Chainsaw Man, and she was using Chainsaw Man to eat things and erase them from existence, erase their knowledge, erase everything. Now Chainsaw Man has a contract, Denji has a contract, or I say Chainsaw Man has a contract, and Denji has, this goal, obviously, to find Power. To find Power or find the Blood Fiend Devil, resurrect him, find him, befriend him, make him Power. And so, like, there's no other stronger devil than Chainsaw Man, so now he has this contract, this goal. If he dies, he's just going to do it again. He's not going to eat Power. He's not going to eat the Blood Fiend to erase her, because he has his contract. And the only way to break Denji, to control him, was to kill Aki and to kill Power. That's how she broke him the first time, and was used him as a dog pretty much. So now he can't do that because he has a contract. So now we have like an actual endscape to Makima. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense. Actually, I hadn't even put that together. He has kind of been like just a man without like a path. He's just, as he stated, pretty sure in this chapter, where all he wanted to do was just like eat good food and play video games, and he was just living life like moment to moment. There was no look at the future, no bigger picture.
Yeah.
And that kind of got him in the situation where he could be put into, a situation where he's being just puppeteered by Makima, and which had led him down this path where we find him now. And then we see, just through Power being like honest with herself and with Denji, it kind of sets him on a new course of action where we see he can ultimately, like, there's hope that Power is not gone.
Yeah.
Because Denji now has this mission to, like, it might not be a resurrection in the purest form, but it will, if he completes this contract that he's making, he's resurrecting in like the long con. He's gonna make the new Blood Fiend into Power.
Or it's kind of like like kind of like red string of destiny faded, where two beings come into contact with one another, and maybe they know each other in the past life, but they can't remember it, but they have this feeling of wanting to be with one another. It's like I think that may take part here, with power essentially, or the new power, and I think in a heartful but in a hurting, kind of like sad, but still like kind of like romantic way, that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
And he can't, like, again, he won't eat her, he won't kill her, he won't erase her from existence, so he always gonna have that goal, which is fucking awesome, which is cool.
Yeah,
it's fucking cool.
Right. See, when you say that, like, you could almost ship them, like, I don't even see their relationship like that, though. I see it more like a platonic thing. Like, Denji went through that stage where all he was trying to do was, like, he wanted to hook up, right?
Right.
And then he grew into, he formed a bond with Bauer where
right.
it wasn't even about that, and
right.
it was more just plutonic, like brother and sister, where they weren't even really thinking about that. They're chilling, just like I said,
right.
playing video games, and just enjoying each other's company.
Yes.
And like they came to just appreciate just having each other.
Right.
So,
which is I thought that too, but like now, like if we just take like I'm on that fence. I'm still there. Like that's still in my mind. Like I didn't say that's gonna happen. I can see it as a possibility now.
Not making any predictions now, bro.
I can see it as a possibility because Denji and Power now are the only people that can relate to one another and understands each other's hardships and things they went through.
Yeah.
And they can be the only ones that can truly appreciate it. And that's not to say that hasn't happened in the past with just extremely platonic relationships ever. I'm just saying, and here we are theory crafting potential relationships about Chainsaw. So we gotta talk about this chapter. But yeah, I just I was having fun with it. I love the series so much. I'm getting it. I'm so into it. I'm getting into the ship theory.
Yeah. Yeah. At the end, so I think it was the last like couple pages. The one dude,
Kushabai.
Is that his name? Yeah.
Some of the cat, yeah, the badass dude.
Yeah.
Kushimi.
I can't remember his name. But dude, what's up with him making these like? He's making these claims like he's saying some shit like, "I'll bring you back if you're Denji, if you're not Chainsaw Man, if you're not." Yeah. He's like, "Well, we'll do this if you're my boy," and then we see that picture or that panel, which is pretty, dude, it's pretty iconic. The peace sign thrown up.
Yes.
And Denji just like, he's just wordless. He doesn't even say anything to that. He doesn't answer the question. It's just an action. He's like, let's go.
Kishibe. There we go.
Kishibe?
Yeah. Or Kishibe, or however you pronounce it. But yeah, because he has his goal. He has his track now. There's no yes or no. I'm Denji. Peace sign. Gonna make it happen. And this guy's always been a sleeper, Kishibe, because we've always anticipated he knows Makima in her truest form, and he led the anti-Makima force, and he's still alive after all this. Even like when he was battling, when they were going to battle, like pre-battle of Santa Claus, he was like had that coffee talk with Makima as well, and they were kind of quarreling a bit. So this is gonna be interesting, man.
Yeah, dude, I'm pretty sure that guy is like the king shit. Like he's got these
fucking
powers
badass, dude.
I mean, like we saw where he's like challenging Power and Denji to attack him, and like they came up with like good strategies, and he kind of like tipped his hat, but it didn't even come close to like taking him out. Right. But he's like, all right, we're on the right path, but we haven't seen his full strength yet. We don't even know what's up with him really.
I think also he's one of the original Devil Hunters. I think he had the talk with Quincy, the girl with like the harem of chicks, and they were like, "Hey," they had, if I remember correctly, that was a bit ago, but yeah, I think so as well. So he's OG as fuck.
I just want to know what's up with his Joker scars.
Yeah, man. That would would be cool. I think if we get an end to this series, if we had a spin-off of him, And that'd be the early days of the Demon Hunters, and maybe like a Makima origin story tied into it. Ooh, Fujimoto, I see you, man. I see what you're putting down for the future.
Yeah, dude, he's trying to get paid, bro.
Trying to get paid, dude. I can't wait till the series gets animated.
Oh, dude, yeah, it's gonna be
Has to be
awesome.
It has to be.
That's got to be the next Shonen Jump anime, right?
Has to be. It has to be.
Like,
it's like #1 on the manga subreddit.
Literally, like every time I look at like Twitter or Instagram, it's like, oh, close my eyes if I haven't read the chapter because about to get hit with some panels.
Yeah, and that's where I get like I go in there too, because I'm not like super brain whiz, contrary to popular belief. But like I go on there and I'll see like the theories, and like obviously like this one where I talk like I saw people discussing about the contract with power and how that like that economy revolves around each other, and so I was like, damn, that's fucking sick. That's totally cool.
That's a good point. Yeah,
it's fun. It's really fun. It's just one of my favorite things about being manga reader now too. Is like you're here with the hype with everybody else, and everyone starts talking about it and theorizing with each other. And I'm in there discussing things too. Like, what if this? Well, what actually this and this? Point back to this chapter in this panel, and then you can see like the symbolism and all that. It's so cool being a part of that. It's so cool being a part of that.
Yeah, you're kind of you're along for the ride with like a whole community of people who week to week we all have our thoughts and our speculations and hopes where things might go, and sometimes they pan out like you proved this week with your. I'm gonna call you Miss Cleo, bro, because you're over here making these psychic predictions, just knowing the path that the story's gonna take. But sometimes it doesn't go the way we hope. And
shit, man,
sometimes...
it's Chainsaw Man. I don't. Ain't go any fucking way. We can have another dance battle next week on DDR.
It could happen. Or it could be like Jujutsu Kaisen, where our favorite characters might hit some hardships.
Let's go. You know what?
So
I think we're set with Chainsaw Man.